Welcome to Flamingo Land. In this video I'm going to share some hints and tips to make sure you maximise your next visit to the park. Let's get inside. So there's one ride in this park, Sick, which has a single rider queue. So if you are on your own or you don't mind being split up from your party, then you should get a smaller queue if you go in the single rider. Now bear in mind it is single rider. I have seen people who get to the end of the single rider and go, hey, there's 4 of us. That's not how it works. They will split you up and put you in individual seats. But if you're happy to do that, or you are on your own, shorter queue, get in that single rider. Another tip, if you're not familiar with theme parks, typically everybody gets in a park, sees a ride, in this case Sick, and just jump straight in a queue. Never do that. Always, 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 when you get to a theme park, head to the back of the park where nobody else is, and in this case, get on Mumbo Jumbo and Kamali, because those two, once they've got a queue, you're going to have a very long wait. And as I say, typically people go straight for the ride they see when they walk in the park. You don't. You go to the back of the park and you skip those queues. Now it's fairly standard nowadays that most parks have an app. And Flamingo Land is somewhere, it's not the best app out there, it's not the worst either. It does have queue times, although only for a couple of rides. It does show you what food offerings there are. You can't order food through the app. You can buy the Speedy Pass. You can kind of see a map and etc. So if you're not familiar with the park, it's definitely worth having like a little companion. But yeah, it's sort of middle. I wouldn't say, as I say, it's not the best app out there, but it will help you if you're not familiar with the park. So make sure you install it for both iOS and Android. Another thing, if you want to maximise your day, like a lot of parks in the UK, when they say that the park closes at a certain time, they actually mean the queues close at that time. Not the park has to be empty, everybody has to be off the ride. So tonight, for example, it shuts at 5 o'clock. That means we can get into a queue at 4:59, and even if it takes 40 minutes, an hour, we will get that final ride. So make sure that you maximise your day and sneak in that last queue at the end of the day. So there's a little activity you can do when you're here as well. They've got an outdoor laser tag. It's not included in the ticket, it is an upcharge. At the time of recording you saw there £5 for 55 lights, which is a weird number. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do it. And I've never known laser tag to be outside, but it's there if you want to do something different. Okay, so the next tip is around food. There are tons of options here. There's a diner over there that does burgers and hot dogs and stuff. They've got a chippy, they've got Chinese. I want to say they've got pizza. I think that's over the other side. And there's the coach house. There's like tons and tons of food options. Now, a couple of things. They do allow you to bring your own food in, and they do have kind of like picnic tables. So if you are a family, that might be a more economical approach. And the other thing is, when it comes to food, you probably already know this, but don't do what I'm about to do, which is eat at like back at 12. You know, when everybody else is eating and it's busy. Typically try and have an early lunch or a late lunch. You know, just unless you're bringing a packed lunch, obviously. So lots of options. You can bring your own, and don't eat when everybody else eats. So another thing, if you want to save some money, is like Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, etc. They do have a reusable drinks cup. As you can see there, obviously the price will potentially change year to year, so it may differ from what I've just filmed. But clearly there's a discount the more bottles or cups you buy. But, you know, as always, drinks can be expensive. So consider that to save some money. You're going to leave me the bag. After lunch, 2 things you can do in this park to let your food settle. The first one is they've got a little monorail. Now it doesn't go very far. It goes from Formula 1 track down to the kids area and back again. So it's just like a shuttle back and forward. They also have a train, which I'm not sure is running today because I haven't seen it. So there are a couple of things you can do to chill out and let your food settle after lunch. Little addendum to that tip about getting the train after lunch. Right now I don't think the train is possible. I'm pretty sure because of the work they're doing on Lost River, some of the track has been removed. I mean, most of the track's still there. All the carriages are just kind of sitting at the side, so right now you can't do that train. I assume when they're finished doing this, they'll bring the train back. So hopefully that tip is still valid. Ain't right now. Now you might be wondering how long you need for this park. I guess that really depends. I've come in the past and it's been reasonably quiet, and I've managed to do all the rides and the zoo in a day. Obviously if you're only here for the rides, great. If you're only here for the zoo, great. If you are planning on doing all of it though, depending on the time of year you're coming, you might need a second day, because some of those queues can be quite long. A lot of the rides only have one train, so just bear that in mind. There is a lot to do here if you are planning on doing both the zoo and the park, and you may need to plan accordingly. Now obviously this is going to vary depending on your network. I'm on 3, my partner's on Vodafone. I have terrible reception in this park. She seems to have a good signal. They do have Wi-Fi, but it seems to be mainly over by the rides. I'm on the zoo right now, there's no connection, so just bear that in mind. I mean, you should be looking at the animals, not posting on Facebook or anything, but just bear in mind that your network connection might vary in here. Now you may have seen this in other parks, but if you visit on a weekday during term time, there is a chance you might have some school trips. Theme parks are fairly common school trips for those who are nearby. If that is the case though, usually school trips kind of end about 3 o'clock. They'll have to get back to the bus and head back to school. So you should find, if it's busy during the day because of lots of school trips, they disappear in the afternoon, and the last few hours of the park you should have it to yourself, and it'll be a lot quieter. So don't panic if you see that. Now I was going to say, make sure if you come here that you see the lion show, which is sea lion show, sorry, not lion show, which is here, and I've seen it before. It's fantastic, and it's on twice a day, 12 and 2. Unfortunately today when I'm here, it's not on at all, but double check, have a look in the app, see what's on, and if it is on the day you visit, it's definitely worth seeing. It is a very good show. If it's a really busy day, they do have, I'm going to read this off this list because I will forget, they do have a fast track. They call it VIP Ride Pass, and it's 50 quid. Now the main one gets you on Mumbo Jumbo, Hero, Velocity, Kamali and Cliffhanger. But they also have a junior one which gets you on Pterodactyl, Lost River Ride when it comes back, Voodoo, Twistosaurus, Splash Battle and Zoom. So if you're here on a busy day and you need to skip some queues, $50 each. If you've seen any of my other videos, you've probably seen me whinging about living in Scotland and nothing being near me. This place is 4 hours away, so kinda doable in a day, probably not really. If like me you've got a bit of travelling to do, or if you just fancy being here for a bit longer, they do actually have on-site accommodation. It's a caravan park, so you know you can stay here. We've decided to stay in York for the weekend, so say half an hour, 40 minutes away. But they do have on-site accommodation if that is more useful to you. Okay, warning, tip, whatever you call it. This one, Splash Battle and Lost River Ride when it actually runs. These are 2 water rides that get you wet. Not might get you wet, you will get wet, you will be soaked. I mean, you can probably see the people on that boat because you're getting soaked by people. There's just some sprays constantly. You know, it's great weather like this. It wasn't open this morning, so if you do come on a sunny day, it may not open till later on. Lots of fun, fantastic in the heat, but yeah, if you're going to do it, you're going to get wet. So just bear that in mind. So that might be exactly what you want, but don't go on there with any illusion that you're going to come off dry, because you're not. Another thing to look out for, and I've missed this today, but I have seen it in the past, is when you come into the park, there's a pirate ship stage. I think it's the Pirates of Zanzibar. They do a performance there. It's actually really, really good. Certainly if you've got young kids, they will absolutely love it. As I say, I missed it today, so if I've got footage from a previous trip, I'll put it in. But check out the times in the app, it'll tell you when it's on, and make sure you go see that, because it is a good show. Hopefully those tips have been useful to you. If you have any more tips, if you've been here and there's things I've missed, please put them in the comments below for others to help them out. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. I have been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad. See you in the next one.